Success is something we're all familiar with. It gives us direction, provides us with curiosity, and fills us with energy. Success is something I was familiar with for a very long time in my career. I had spent years and years working in the restaurant industry and had found a great position overseeing many restaurants for a private golf community. I had nurtured great culture among the team. I had achieved many financial goals and was on my way to doing amazing things. Something, though, was not settled inside of me, and I decided to spend some time away from my success and try something new. I decided very rationally that I would sell everything I own and head on a backpacking trip around Southeast Asia and Australia. I sold my Jeep, I sold my bed, I sold most of my clothes, and all I had left was a backpack and a few garments to get me around as I traveled solo. I bought a plane ticket and was full of excitement and spent most of my last few days hanging out with friends and family and saying goodbye. The day I arrived at the airport, I was full of fear. I realized I could be giving up all of this wonderful success and establishment to essentially come back to nothing, or spend this time traveling and for whatever reason fail at it. This fear never seemed to go away. I landed in Bali in Indonesia, an absolutely beautiful country. Fruit-filled trees, monkeys running the streets, gorgeous beaches with picturesque sunsets. And it never seemed to set in that I was there. I checked into the first place I was staying and immediately was filled with dread. Walking around the streets in a foreign country, things like the fact that you don't know how to speak a different language, that you're all alone, or at least in my case, I was all alone. I was 6 to 12 inches taller than anybody there, it seemed like, and I was halfway around the world. I didn't know what to do. I realized I was out of my element. I didn't know what I was doing, and this fear just kind of became all-consuming. I started planning excuses and reasons to leave, to head back home, to back to the States. Maybe I'd give things another try, and essentially admitted defeat, which is not something I've been known to do, but I'd also never been in a situation where I felt backed against the wall like that. On one of my first, few nights there, I decided to find a plane ticket, and as I sat down with some nasi goreng, the breeze blowing in, I turned on the TV and a movie called Spirited Away turned on. I'd heard of the movie, wasn't really familiar with it, but decided, what else am I going to do? It's the evening, definitely not going out. I'll give that a shot. So I watched the movie, and the movie is about a young girl whose parents are turned into pigs, and essentially she has to work at this amusement park to earn their freedom. And I started thinking back to when I was a child and what it was like to be absolutely fearless. And I started wondering where that went, where that fearlessness went. Being a young boy, going off ramps and sleeping in the woods and driving my bike through cornfields, some stuff I would never do these days. And I started wondering why that goes away in so many people, particularly myself, it seemed like. As I was watching this movie, this little girl was absolutely fearless, cool as a cucumber. I decided that I needed to give this another shot. I checked out of the place I was staying, got a ride up to the North Shore, and spent the next few days essentially doing a restart. And it just seemed like the whole world was a little bit clearer. The monkeys were more fun. They were curious. The ocean was more relaxing. The leaves were greener. The food tasted better. The smiles and the eyes that I'd been judging before were so much more welcoming. Nothing had changed, but my attitude had changed everything. And from that day forward, I decided that I would chase fear because it is the greatest success I have ever found.